Hi kids, Miss Dawn here with another story for you. Actually, this book has 4 short stories and it's called 5-Minute Bedtime Stories. 'Twas a starry night with moonbeams gleaming and sparkling bright. When I fell asleep and dreamed, I saw happy friends with happy grins playing dreamland hide and seek. So off I dashed to find a hiding place. But in my haste, I placed my leg on a slippery log that jogged and turned. Then down the hill I started rolling. Help! I shouted, and never doubted this rolling log should be rerouted. Suddenly, kerplash! I fell into a magical fishy-filled bog. When I came out, standing on my noggin was a little green frog in a red toboggan. And what was peeping out from my pocket? A fish that wiggled and said as he giggled, "Welcome, little guy, but shouldn't you try to hide somewhere dry?" Me, oh my. A fish that talks, frogs and toboggans? Strange things like these could only happen in our wildest dreams. Little Pinky was her name, a silly quilly kind. She was loved by one and all, this little porcupine. But little Pinky's heart was sad, while others played and tugged. Her outside stuck like a sticker bush, and she couldn't get a hug. So sadly she made all the arrows while playing Robin Hood. But little Pinky needed a special friend like everybody should. Chris the Crow tried many things, but little Pinky's prickly quills kept hurting his little wings. Benny Bear was a very good friend. He had a tender heart. He tried to hug her now and then, but ouch! How did it smart. She tried so hard to understand just where did she belong. "I hate the way I am," she said. "I think I was made wrong." Oh. The wise old owl overheard her cries and told little Pinky to dry her eyes. "Have you met Toby Turtle?" he said with a smile. "I think you'd be friends in a very short while." Toby Turtle wouldn't mind her quills because of his hard shell. She asked Toby for a hug. He answered, "That would be swell." Oh, what a happy ending. Remember this, please do. You are very special, so be happy being you. There once lived a girl who dreamed of marching out in front of the big parade. She practiced every day and night, before school in morning's light, and even when the moon shone bright. She even practiced in her bed at night. Her dad announced the news one day. "Tomorrow comes the big parade." And so they went, and what a show. The band was marching in a row, with all the sirens blaring loud. Mary stepped out from the crowd. She didn't know how far she could go, and wasn't afraid to lead the parade. On she marched, her dream come true. Far more, Mom and Dad, it's true. She was marching further and further away, as her Mom and Dad began to say, "How will we find her in the crowd today?" Just that moment they heard a voice that made their heavy hearts rejoice. The voice said, "Mom and Dad, don't fear. Please come quick. I'm over here." Daddy ran and picked her up from the crowd. "I'm so glad you're safe," he shouted out. Mary was sorry for her causing the mess. "I'm sorry, Dad, for your distress." Life is just that way, it seems. Sometimes we rush to follow dreams. We march away with blaring bands to find we're lost as little lambs. But the only thing you need to know, your Mom and Dad do love you so. And if you get turned around, we'll look for you until you're found. Once upon a country day, in Bellsborough, so far away, there lived a girl named Josies Bells. She was known so well because she owned so many bells. Big bells, little bells, church bells too, doorbells, sleigh bells, bright and new, cowbells, handbells as I recall. Josie Bell, she had them all. One day a grumpy man did say, "We need to stop our bells from ringing and keep our ears from ding-dong dinging. We wake to bells ringing loud and strong, and on Sunday church bells ring too long. And just before my supper time, her dinner bell begins to chime, chime, chime." I say no more ding-a-lings. Her little bells have ruined everything. And so the folks of Bellsborough agreed the bells would have to go. So on one dreary summer's night, they did a thing that wasn't right. While Josie was peacefully asleep, they took her bells without a peep. When morning came, there were no sounds of morning bells to wake the town. So people overslept, countrywide, and church attendance began to slide. No dinner bell? For heaven's sake, people worked till their backs did break. Without Josie's bells a-sounding, the town had problems that were compounding. "What have I done?" the old man cried. "I was wrong, I'll not deny. So let's return all the bells to the girl who rang them so well." So Josie's bells were loaded and toted over the hills and dells. And as they went, you could hear the sound of all of Josie's bells. And so now the contented man sang a song while all held hands, saying, "Let us live and love each other, always helping one another, and may this village always hear Josie's bells ring loud and clear." The end. Well, what did you think of those little stories? Short but sweet, right? And it goes to show you that you should follow your dreams as long as you're doing it the safe way. And learn to love each other no matter what. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, have a good day and a good night.